what time he came home.
She hates going out. She
I am.
hates going out.
I don't have a life. 'cause I'm on a morning
I
show.
like reading books too. I like to go dance occasionally, and I'll shut it down. But
Hey!
then I'm like good. Like that's my quota for like a couple of months. and
Yeah,
then-
that's her. She's
Yeah.
like, she would rather be at home.
Yeah.
I have a quota too.
But I was with you. It's more about the courtesy. Just let me know.
Just let me know. I don't like. It's not like you need to ask for permission. I just
Yeah.
want to. No.
Just in case, what if something happened to you and I didn't know where you were, or she didn't know where you were?
That was one
Why
of
am I
my
saying it like
valid
Are we
points
recording this?
too.
Because they can do a recap of this on the air.
See, Jordan Sparks listens to Power 98.3. It's
Hey.
clear
Yes.
because she was listening yesterday when we were actually going in on my boyfriend for not asking me whether or not it was okay or not even alerting me that he was going to go out. It's super rude, right?
I think that it's more about the courtesy of it. Like, just let me know where you're going so that if something does happen or your phone dies or something, I at least know where to find you so I can come get you.
Right.
If you need help, I'm gonna come get
Exactly.
you. But yeah, so I would do the same thing for somebody else. Like, hey, where are you going? Oh, I'm
Exactly.
just gonna go over here just for a little bit and.
My favorite part of everything was the fact that I told him, I was like, okay, cool. Mental note, you didn't alert me. I'm not going to alert you next time. And he's like, hell no.
Right,
no,
right,
you're
right.
not going to do
See,
that.
when the tables turn, those tables they turn.
Okay, so Jordan Sparks, obviously from Arizona. Everybody here loves you. I've been a fan of yours. I'm not from here. I'm from Texas. But as soon as I saw you in American Idol, I'm a big dork, so I love American
Thank you.
Idol.
Thank you so much.
And The Voice and anything that has to do with singing competitions. And I was
Sure.
rooting for you,
Thank
so I was
you.
glad that you won.
Thank you.
And Battlefield is still on my workout playlist.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
one,
a good
right?
one because
It
you
just,
can sing along to
pushes
it.
you.
Know? Yes,
Yes.
it really does. So it's nice to hear that you're actually coming up with some new music.
Mm-hmm.
You got a mixtape going. So is there a theme behind it?
The mixtape, basically it was an album sampler. I wanted to give my fans a taste, well, you guys, a little taste of what the album is going to be like. So there are some songs that were on the mixtape, which you can download on my website if you want it. There are some songs that are on the mixtape that aren't going to be on the record. That's just like, hey, I wanted you to be able to have this and hear it. There are some songs on the mixtape that were snippets that will be longer, the full-length versions on the record.
Right.
And then there's going to be new songs on there that you guys haven't even heard yet. So it was a little bit, I just wanted to see what my fans thought about it, what the response was going to be, and so far the response has been very good.
And I
so.
hear it's a little mixed because you do get like the ballads in the
Yes.
new album too that everybody loves hearing you sing.
Yes.
But you also have something like Double Tap featuring 2
Yes.
Chainz on there, which Mikey, by the way, is a huge fan of.
Yes,
so,
thank you.
What was the deal with that? Like that collaboration, was it different for you?
Well, for Double Tap, the producer Jonas, I'd actually worked with him before, and he came in when we had almost the whole album finished, and he was like, I have a couple of songs for you to hear. And so he played a couple. I was like, oh, that's great. No, that one's not really going to work. And as soon as Double Tap started, I heard the beat, and I was like, what is that? What is that? Just let that play. And then I heard the lyrics, and I was like, I have to have this song. So I actually didn't get to write the song, but I feel like a good song's a good song no matter if I write it or
sure.
not.
For sure.
And I was like, I have to do this. So we recorded it like in half an hour, literally right after I heard it. And then, we were trying to figure out who the feature would be. And I was like, 2 Chainz is the only one who can pull this off. Like, he's the only one that can like talk about something like this and get away with it in a funny way.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, and he was up for it. So it was
So
great.
I don't know if you've heard this, but actually 2 Chainz is thinking about running for mayor of his hometown.
Really?
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Go 2 Chainz.
Would you vote for him?
Yes. I would.
love
It would be, that's interesting.
I know. Political.
Who knew?
You know who I blame? Nancy Grace. Because
Oh
they
my
got
God,
together
true.
for those interviews, and then I think now he's like, I'm on a political journey. I like the spotlight.
Hey, I mean, the cool thing about artistry is that, like, we all have the personas that fans know, and so it's interesting to hear different things like you would never think that. So I think that's cool. Go for it.
Okay,
Go
so let's say Idina Menzel goes out tonight,
Right.
and she has some horrible food, which is hard because there's so much amazing food in Phoenix.
Amazing food here.
But she
yes.
gets down with some horrible stuff, and they're
Sure.
like, Jordan, I need you to go on stage, sing the national
Oh, I'd be
anthem.
ready. I'd be so ready.
Yes?
I would
Okay.
send her some flowers, and then I would go out there and be like, "Ah!" Let's sing the
So
song.
sing them a little piece if you can.
Goodness gracious, my voice is gone. Actually, if that really did happen, I'd be like, I have no voice to sing. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed At the twilight's last gleaming. Okay, you guys know the rest.
I love it. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So one of the weirdest bets that's going on in Las Vegas right now is how much time it's going to take Idina Menzel to sing the national anthem, whether or not it's going to be under like 2 minutes or over 2 minutes. And I guess they say that people get nervous and start to speed through it. I know
Sure,
you've sang
yeah.
it before. Does that happen to you?
You know what? It actually varies every time I sing it because I always sing it differently every time. Because I just like to change things up, and you never know what's gonna happen. So
Right.
for me, it varies. Sometimes I've been requested to sing at 1:15, and there are some times where I have free range to sing as long as I want.
Right.
But I pretty much stay, and I'm not gonna let these guys know because I stay in a certain range usually every time when I sing, and I'm sure they'll go and look at her performances if she sang the anthem anywhere and try and figure out the average, and then they'll use that. So we'll see. We'll see how it
cheat
goes.
sheet.
I have an idea of where she's gonna be at just because I've done it before. But then that would be cheating because then I would tell all of you guys. And
Yes.
what if I want to place the bet? I know, I'll win.
Okay, so you got a new Jeep for your birthday.
I did,
I saw
yes.
it. That's awesome. Did you
Thank
get
you.
it locally?
I got it here, yeah. I got it here
Nice.
off of, I think it was Chrysler Jeep off of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Super
in
local.
Scottsdale.
See, she's even naming the streets
Frank
right
Lloyd Wright,
now.
Scottsdale. Thank you, Nick, for all of your help. I really appreciate it.
Well, you did need a new car because you
I
had
did.
to drop off a BMW.
I did. I dropped it off right up the street, actually.
Did you? That's too
I dropped it off,
funny.
and literally my friend took me to the Jeep dealership, and then I bought my Jeep.
What is up with the drama behind that? I just don't like it. Like, I think when you get to a certain age, you just have to be mature
Right.
and just say, you know what, this is I'm personally hurt by something,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to go out there and say it. And I actually commend you for staying classy and not saying anything
Thank you.
bad.
Thank you.
That's awesome. But after so long, after how
Right.
many years? Like, was it 3 years?
Three.
3 years that you guys were together, you and Jason. Like, is it hurtful for you now, or are you doing well, like moving forward from it?
Now it's not. Now I can look back on it and just be like, okay, well, that happened and that's how the situation unfolded, and now I can just move forward, and I have like I'll be able to have the discernment next time to see whatever the red flags may be or whatever it is. But at the time, I was not in the emotional space to even talk about it. Like that's part of the reasons why I didn't want to talk about it, and two, I probably wouldn't have been able to even get anything out at the time.
Right.
Like if I were to be able to speak, and plus, for me, I know that when I am hurt, I say things I don't mean. I say things that probably shouldn't be said. So I was just like, Jordan, just don't say anything. Don't say anything. And so I didn't. And now that it's been a couple months, I can look back on it and go, okay.
Just something anti-guy for a second. I don't know. I don't really appreciate the fact that like a guy can be with a woman or a girl for a couple of years and then decide, oh my gosh, the logical next step is to marry her, and I'm gonna freak out, so I'm just gonna
So
run
I'm gonna
for the
leave.
hills.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what is up with that?
You know what? I don't know. But if people get scared, it's better. For me, now looking back on it, if anybody wasn't ready, and I wasn't even at that point, so okay. But if there is a relationship and somebody's not ready, it's better to not do it than make the mistake
Oh,
of
for
rushing
sure.
through it, and then all of a sudden you're together, and then it falls apart. Like you want it to last. I still believe in love. I still believe that that's out there, and that it's gonna last and be forever. And for me, I just feel like if it's not gonna work on one side. But my thing is, just tell me.
Right.
Like I'm a big girl. You don't have to worry that I'm not gonna survive. Like I'll be fine without you, please. Thank you. So just let me know.
And
Yeah.
you're doing good. And it sounds like you're using a lot of that to like just put it into the music and bring it
Yeah.
back to the fans, which is awesome. I know he's in town. You haven't run into
Oh, he is
him,
in
have
town.
you?
That's right. He is in town. No, I haven't seen him.
Good.
No, I
That's
haven't seen him.
awesome.
Hi. Have a good performance. I know you're performing.
I think it was yesterday. I think you
Oh,
performed
well then
yesterday.
good. Bye.
I love it. So last prediction for
Yes.
Sunday's game. Who's going to take it?
I think that as hard as it is to say this, I think the Seahawks are going to win.
You think so?
I do.
I really feel like they made it in like by the hair of their teeth or the skin of their teeth or whatever that saying is. Like they barely made it in.
I do, but I think because they barely made it in, now they're just like, okay, we're here, we got to make this go. And the Patriots, I mean, they're the Patriots. They're elite. They've been amazing, and they've been in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl multiple times over the past couple years. But I think it's going to be a really close game, a lot of back and forth, but then it's going to come down to, like, you know, the end of the fourth quarter.
I mean, I hope so. I hope it's a good game
Yeah, me
because
too.
that New England Colts game was just, it was boring.
I know, we were like,
it was a
"Aw."
disaster.
I was not
So,
expecting that to happen at all. I was like, oh
It's the
no.
Deflategate situation. That's what it is. All right, well, we
Hey.
got the prediction from Jordan Sparks and, of course, new music. You say you can get it right now on your website, actually, right?
Oh, well, yeah, if you go to jordansparks.com, the mixtape that we mentioned is on there, and you can download that and hear a little bit of what's going to be on the album. And you can pre-order the album on there as well. It's called Right Here, Right Now. And if you pre-order the album, you get my song, It Ain't You. It'll start downloading. And if you pre-order the album, you will actually make it onto my page of thank yous in my album booklet, because I want to be able to thank all of my fans who have been supporting me for so long.
Awesome. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming and
Thanks,
talking
Dee.
to us.
Yeah, of course.
It's Power 98.3.